Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast. My name is Miller.
Margot.
You can find us everywhere where you would find a normal podcast.
Search Nerds Who Swing on Facebook.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Pinterest. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube.
We are so many places.
We're even on iTunes. That's probably where you found this one. And then the most important one is you can find us on Patreon.com, where if you want to just give us $1 or $2 to help just pay for hosting our website and our podcast.
Oh, that would be so nice of people.
I know,
Can you
right?
imagine if they did that?
There might even be bonuses eventually.
Bonuses?
Yeah.
Sexy bonuses?
No, lame bonuses.
Oh,
you
good.
could do our taxes.
Lame bonuses. Bonuses including.
That's right. And then you can also, we have a contest with every episode where if you want to be in our logo.
Yeah. Did you see our logo? Can you see it? Pull it up. Do you see our super sexy logo?
That's right.
Is it me right now?
It is right now.
It's me right now. That's me, folks. But maybe that could be you.
That's right.
Which would be super hot.
Send us your picture.
Send us a picture.
Any one of these.
No faces?
No faces.
No faces. Not that your face isn't sexy, but, other sexy business.
Also, no penises unless there's also a vagina there.
Because who wants a penis?
Yeah. Just saying. Yeah, that's 50% of the vote. I'm not voting for that. Yeah.
Anyway, send us in your pictures if you want to.
You could be the background of the Nerds Who Swing logo.
Can you imagine your body, your sexy butt as the background of our logo?
Damn, Margot.
So hot.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, we're Nerds Who Swing.
That's right. Margot, Miller, enjoy the episode. You good?
That's my Kermit greeting.
Hi-ho.
Hi-ho.
Kermit the Frog here.
Wow, you're pretty good.
Wait, how did he say it? Remember when it's remember in that movie with
the bad Kermit?
With the bad Kermit?
Constantine.
Yeah. And what he said? Kermit the Frog here?
Yeah, I do a better Constantine than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Kermit is the same as Ray Romano, in case you're trying to...
Oh.
Deborah. Like the
Was
same.
that her name?
The same
Deborah.
Yeah, there it is. If you can do Kermit, you can do Ray Romano. I learned that from Hollywood Babylon, so that's I stole that.
Oh, really?
From Ralph. Stole that whole bit. Just
so
you know. So if you think I'm delightful, totally.
Check out Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.
No, stay here, listen to this, tell your friends, etc. Yeah. But also, some of my comedy is stolen. Mm-hmm.
Well, most of our comedy is stolen.
Well, I'm not a stand-up comic, so it's not really
No, exactly.
It's not a big travesty, but...
No. Welcome.
Yeah, that's stolen, too. It's all stolen. Motherfucker,
I just
stolen.
made that up.
Everything's
Motherfucker is mine.
No, it's not. It's Hank Moody's.
Yeah.
I'm not Hank
Moody?
I long for the day when somebody is like, Hank Moody.
Yeah.
And they're they totally get all of our references. That's why we're nerds. We use a lot of references, and we just hope that
eventually somebody will be like...
Somebody gets them.
I want to suck your dick because you've made so many references.
That's right. I get it. Californication. I know what's up.
Yeah. Take your pants off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
One day.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of days where that hasn't happened, so eventually there should
be one
day where it does
a lot
happen.
More where it balances out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that we started this episode with Kermit.
Yeah, but Kermit is sexy as shit.
I mean, he's...
Banging Miss Piggy?
Yeah. Yeah. He likes the curvy ladies.
That's right. Like Mrs. Incredible.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, right?
Incredibles 2, folks. If you have kids and you're taking them to Incredibles 2...
Enjoy the shit out of Mrs. Incredible.
You don't even have to look for it.
No.
It's right in your face. They crop every shot so her huge ass is right in your face.
I know, and then you're like...
She is so curvy.
I will be in my animated bunk
thinking
about Mrs. Incredible.
We've been sending each other Mrs. Incredible gifts all week because holy...
He's got to be packing some pretty big Mr. Incredible dong, right?
I don't find him attractive.
Incredidong?
Incredidong.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hashtag Incredidong.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hot, but it was almost alarming.
It was so where often. It's like I
had to sneeze the whole time. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze the whole time, but I was like, oh, he's talking about Elastigirl. We have to keep talking.
Anyways.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Speaking of Elastigirl.
Elastigirl's fucking, she's hot.
I know, right? I hope they're swingers, and I hope they become real people.
I was
so that
going
we
to say
can.
that's not the obstacle.
Either she's got to become
that
real,
they're
or I've got to
Pixar
become
characters.
animated. One of the two.
Well,
I don't know
good luck to
which
you.
one of those is going to happen first, but
Good luck to you.
thanks.
There you go.
She's number one on my list of celebrities.
Is she?
Yeah,
She's on your hall pass list.
my
if you
hall
will.
pass. So if I ever am in a situation,
that's
where
a good
I run into
episode,
Mrs.
by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
We should cut this out and put it somewhere else. This could be a whole hall pass. It's
Yeah.
not really swinger related. It's just your
That's
top
fair
5
enough.
hall pass.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Well, everybody knows Thor is like number 2 on my list after Mrs. Incredible.
Oh well, he's number 1 on mine, so I can get him first.
Well, no, he probably.
No.
Damn it.
Chris Hemsworth, if you're listening, which I assume you are. We have many, many famous listeners.
Yes, all the Chris's of that Marvel Cinematic Universe
Yeah, they're
listen
all
to this.
They've
all sent in things.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. They're all big fans.
I sincerely hope anybody listening knows that we're lying when we make our big statements of grandeur.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You have 2 listeners. Shut up and get to the content.
We have over 10,000 though, and that is freaking exciting.
That's true. That's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we'll have 10.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be sweet if we
I know,
got to
when
double
we started,
digits?
I was like, maybe
yeah.
one day we'll get to double digits.
Yeah. Triple digits. Oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
now we're in the tens
Then we can
of
retire
thousands.
and live off
Retire. Yeah. The sweet nerds who swing cash. Yep.
That's
It's
right.
Just rolling in.
the royalties.
Oh,
Oh.
you guys don't even understand.
That's right.
Meanwhile, we record
Yeah, what were we
in
going to
our
talk about today?
basement.
We were gonna
Because
talk
our
about-
main floor is too hot and
too
we
hot.
don't have air conditioning.
hot.
So there he brings it on down to our actual financial situation where we don't have central air.
No.
So we hang in the basement.
Yeah. So,
What are we talking about this week?
this week, we were going to talk about how... Oh, yeah, one of our trips to the club. How... In a previous episode, we talked about how we had gone to a club and met a couple.
That are amazing.
They were awesome. We had...
They continue to be awesome.
Yeah,
We see
exactly.
them
We've seen them
often.
again.
Yeah.
And, we had a great time with them, and things were... I think one of them said very fluid between all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was easy, and we progressed from introduction to playing relatively quickly
Couple
because
hours.
we all were very comfortable with each other.
And we have played since, and
Yeah.
we probably will again. And we
And
could be vanilla or regular friends with them because they're lovely.
Exactly.
Sometimes your luck is that good.
Right. And other times, not so much.
Might not be anybody there you vibe with.
Because unless you set something up before you go to the club, you're really rolling the dice. You don't know
yeah.
who's going to be there.
And that's part of the excitement of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet a couple that is amazing. Sometimes
Right.
you meet nobody,
Yeah.
and that's okay. So on this night, we
Right.
met nobody.
Nobody. We went, and it wasn't it wasn't dead,
Wasn't very busy.
but it wasn't very busy, and there weren't a lot of couples, and there weren't any couples that we were interested in.
Not particularly.
Not that they weren't attractive or anything. We
Yeah.
they didn't come talk to us. We weren't feeling particularly interested in going to talk to them.
It seemed like there was maybe a group that all knew each other.
Yep.
Which is fine, but unless
Totally.
you're really interested in somebody in that group,
Yeah. Cracking your way into that group can
right?
seem
We weren't really interested
daunting.
in doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were a legit group of friends, which is awesome. So there was
Totally.
sort of a group,
Yeah.
a little bit older group. I assume sort of
Yeah.
playmate group or
Yeah.
something. And they were kind of in one area, and that was cool. Dance floor was dead. Nobody on it.
No, and
Dance
we do
floor
like
can
dancing
be
when we
fun
go.
and such a great icebreaker because you can kind of dance with somebody and then you go grab a drink with them and
Yeah.
then now you're flirting and talking and everything. So that wasn't really happening.
No,
But there was a phenomenon
this particular
previously had not
night,
noticed.
more than any other night. Maybe it was because there was less couples. That's possible,
Maybe.
but it felt like the number of single men at the club on this night felt higher than normal.
I agree.
I don't know if lots of clubs limit the amount of single men, if there's a maximum, or if they just let them all in.
Right. I think a lot of clubs have different nights where that is or
Yeah.
isn't allowed.
Yeah.
And sometimes a single dude can come, but they have to be with a couple.
Right.
or something like that. And I get why they do that. I mean, not to paint single dudes in a bad light, which this episode might do. Because
Yes, and we don't mean to paint you in a
some
negative
fun,
light, but we
but-
are gonna. We haven't played with a single guy yet,
we have not.
and
Which doesn't
this
mean-
night in particular didn't shine a great light on single guys.
Yes.
I am 100% positive that there are single guys out there that are awesome. That,
In terms of like
that would be great to
who
play
we
with,
yeah.
have their interaction and flirting part and just chatting with the husband and everything down
Being comfortable.
pat. Being normal humans.
But this night
This
was a
night
bit
we
weird.
ran into two men, single dudes in particular,
Yeah.
who we have no names for them.
They had an interesting
They both,
approach.
yes.
I'm going to call one of them the lurker.
Okay.
Because, so he was a reasonably attractive fellow.
I would say they
I
were both
noticed him.
generally, they
Yeah,
weren't like...
one I found more attractive
Yeah.
than the other. Let's say the lurker, I found
Yeah.
him moderately attractive.
Yeah.
And he was sitting over here, and then in 10 minutes later, he'd get up and sit over there.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, he'd get up and sit back in the first place.
Yeah.
And then he'd sit back in the next place. Sort of like he was trying to break into conversation,
Right.
maybe with somebody, but he wasn't. I didn't see
yeah.
him say a single word to anybody. He just sort of sat near to one group,
Right.
and then near to a different group, and
Right.
then near to a different group, and then near to just lurking back and forth.
To me, it almost felt like, because I didn't see him necessarily trying to get into groups, it almost felt like he came to the club, did a lap, sat back down somewhere. Did a lap, sat back down somewhere.
Okay,
He
I
almost,
could
to
see
me,
that.
felt like he was on the prowl. Like,
Oh,
he was
very
like a tiger,
prowly.
like,
Yeah,
looking for my prey for tonight kind of deal.
I agree with that.
It didn't feel comforting. I didn't feel at all like I wanted to invite him over. Not that I felt threatened by him. To me, honestly, it was funny. I
Yeah.
almost felt
A
bad for
little
him
bit like
because
was it a little
seemed
aggressive, or-
aggressive and
Okay.
like that's not going to work.
Right.
That's not a strategy that makes a husband feel comfortable enough.
To
To
share
invite
his
you
wife
over.
with you.
Yeah.
With that guy. That's fair.
Yeah.
I did get the vibe very quickly that he was alone. He was not there with another couple. He was not there with friends.
No.
He was by himself.
Yeah.
Now, let me take a moment to say, if you are a single dude
Yeah.
who is legitimately into the swinging lifestyle, maybe you were with a partner previously and that has since like broken up or something,
Mm-hmm.
what are you supposed to do? Like you're in the lifestyle and now you're a single dude alone. The least popular demographic within the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
Totally.
Who knows? Maybe he used to have a wife or girlfriend on his arm.
He might
that
have.
they used
Yeah.
to swing together, and now he's like at a loss. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him because I don't. That sounds sort of like pitying, and I don't.
No,
mean
no,
it like
but
that.
he just-
But
the way
if
he
he's
was going
part of the
about
life,
it,
yeah.
like-
If he's part of the lifestyle, legitimately part of the lifestyle, not just a dude who wants to get laid, but an actual part of the lifestyle, and circumstances have changed, and now he like I don't even know how to go about this anymore. Well, yeah, like what would you do if
Yeah.
you were a single dude? What would you do? I do feel for that demographic in a way.
I
because,
do. I 100% agree.
Okay.
I feel they're at a disadvantage. Boobs are awesome. They have none of them. So they're already missing out on the key thing that everybody likes.
That's right. And
So-
the least like how do I say? It's so easy. Like
Yeah.
boobs are great and everybody thinks so let's just all admit it and play with each other's
Exactly.
because it's wonderful.
Right.
It's not there's nothing scary about it. There's
No.
not like, whoa, we're gonna have sex or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just they're just great. So
Yeah.
throw them out there and we'll play on the dance floor.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But they don't have that. So
No.
there's already a certain amount of like I don't know, dude pressure there.
I
like
feel
even
like
as
for
a
a
lady
single guy,
or-
like
yeah.
to push your, like to get your way into a couple, to invite, so that they invite you along.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be pretty like, what's the word? Like, you have to be available for them.
Right.
You have to be like not pushy.
Yeah.
You can't be
You almost
like
have to
a.
bend over backwards to be extra.
You have to be, yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to be willing to conform to what they're looking for. You can't
Yeah.
be
And
like...
maybe that's not fair, but that is kind of how it is.
Kind of, though, like... Yeah, I guess this guy in particular felt like he was doing
Mr.
it
Lurker.
all wrong.
He was very prowly.
I don't know
was
how I would
rather
go about it
aggressive.
if I was a single guy. But I feel like I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. It almost seemed like he was sort of in a regular bar, I guess.
Yeah, like looking
But-
for...
He was clearly there to get laid.
It felt like he was
who
looking for
isn't?
the right place to like go and like... I don't mean it, like to insert himself so that he could get his way in
So he
there
could
so that
insert
he can
himself.
insert himself. Whereas instead... So there was another single guy there.
Okay, so there's Mr. Lurker. He had a creepy
Yeah.
vibe about him. Now, I didn't mind this next dude until later.
Yeah. We'll call him...
Mr. Damn.
Yeah, Mr. Tam. So he came into the bar, and
With
club,
a,
sorry.
With a couple.
With a couple. And he went to go get a drink right away. And he did like... We were not right next to the bar, but close to it.
Yeah.
And he looked over at us
Yeah.
and at you,
Yeah.
and he did like this double take,
Oh, yeah.
and like you could like read his lips, and he was like, "Damn!"
Yeah. It's one of my favorite moments
Yeah.
of like my whole life.
Right.
Maybe not my whole life. So it was just, it was
he was
comical.
very
It was
clearly
like
like,
he couldn't control his
but that's okay
thing.
because it was funny.
It was funny. It was a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was very honest. So I was like, okay, he's
Yeah.
into me. Good to know.
And
So if I'm interested back,
Yeah.
we could make something happen.
if
That's
he
a
would have
good
done the
thing.
night a little bit differently after that point, maybe he could have played with us.
Yeah, I
But-
would have thought about it for him, for sure.
But he was with another couple, and he talked with them for a lot. He was with them for like a lot of the night. Like they were kind of
I
behind
didn't-
us a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was chatting with them for like a large
bit.
portion of the night, which is, we weren't looking to play with him at that point, but he had made a good introduction, kind of a funny way to like,
Yeah. I wish he would
Introduce
have
us.
like come over at that moment,
Yeah.
laughed about it, been like, I'm sorry, that was
yeah,
so
I didn't
silly.
mean to, but like, yeah,
and
Yeah.
then we would have laughed about it and we would have had this whole like good conversation
Yeah.
opener. But instead he sort of did this, looking from afar thing. And,
Yeah.
and maybe he's shy and that's fair.
Yeah.
Like I'm like that too sometimes. That's okay.
Yeah.
I got the vibe that he wasn't really sort of sexually with the couple.
no, that he was
with.
trying to be with them though, or maybe they just came into the bar or club. I mean, at the same
maybe
time,
they weren't friends.
like maybe they weren't friends and they just happened to come in together and they.
Oh, I never thought about that.
I'm not sure. Either way, he was talking with them for a while, and then
And really only them.
and only them. And at that point, we had decided there was nobody there that we were interested in, and nobody was coming to chat with us. So we thought,
but we didn't really want to.
And that was okay.
Anyways. Yeah.
but we had said before we even went that we should, at the club that we go to, there are kind
One
of
of.
like booths around the outside that have curtains, and in the middle there's like this big bed, and it's kind of like a place you go where everybody gets to watch you.
Right. So in the smaller booths, you can close the curtains
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
If they're closed, it's sort of understood that you don't want to be watched.
Yeah.
If they're open, then
Yeah.
people can watch. And then if you're on the big one, then yeah, there's no
There's no curtains.
There's no
You're
curtain,
out
there's
there
no
for
hiding,
everybody to
people
see.
are watching. And there's even a sort of a, I don't want to say understanding. It's certainly not an understanding that you can join. You still
No.
always
Yeah.
always have to ask.
But you can-
But you sort of know that things might start happening
right next to
near
you or
you.
close to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had decided before that, like, well, if we don't meet anybody, let's go play in the middle. It'll be
We
fun.
hadn't done that before.
We had watched other couples do it before, and we were like, let's be that couple tonight. Let's go in the middle bed.
Yeah.
And so we went upstairs and we did that. We got you all naked.
Oh, it happened so fast.
I know. And
I don't know why I wear clothes to some of
I
these
know, right?
places.
We were
I'm like,
both
I'm gonna wear
very
this,
naked.
and then I'm going to wear this.
Yeah.
Bam, they're gone. I
I
don't
know.
even know. I don't know why
Yeah.
I own lingerie. I should wear my clothes with
yeah,
nothing underneath.
exactly. I agree.
Yeah, okay. Well,
So we went upstairs and we were in the middle bed, and there was a few couples already up there. Not a lot, but like maybe two or three, four.
three couples in smaller booths, but with their curtains open.
Right, so we could
there was
see
a certain
them.
amount of looking back and
They were
forth
looking
at
at
each
us.
other,
Yeah.
kind of like smiling. Kind of that can be really hot. Like
It
you're-
was, 'cause,
there's
like-
no touching. There's nothing happening with anybody
Just
else.
watching, like-
just watching each other.
We were
watching
fooling
each other.
around, and they were fooling around, and yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah.
It was fun to be in the middle bed, kind of everybody watching us.
Very, very hot. And people were like enjoying what they're
Yeah.
watching, but they're also like, there was a woman who, like, her husband or boyfriend, whatever, was like going down on her, but she was watching you do me from behind. And I was like, this is a hot situation. No idea who that woman is. Didn't talk to her. Didn't, like, nothing
Were they
happened
behind
with
us
her.
or like
Over there.
in the corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to say the name.
We have a friend who
Looked
like a woman who we saw this night.
they were beside them
Oh, okay. And we referred to the woman and then
as the name, and
the
then
name,
the
and
guy
then we called
as,
the other her dude is the bald version of that lady.
So, like, if
Not that there's
name
anything
was-
wrong with being bald.
No,
men
but
can be bald.
if his
and
name
sexy.
was Jack, which it's not,
Yeah.
we called him Bald Jack.
Yeah.
Because just as a way to distinguish
Yeah.
how he looked very much like Jack, and he
Yeah.
was with somebody who looked
Looked
like
like the
our
other
friend,
lady, yeah.
but he happened to be bald.
Yeah.
It wasn't, anyways, beside Bald Jack
okay.
and
I gotcha.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's really hot to, like, make eye contact
Yeah,
with a
and be
woman
like-
who's being pleasured by her dude while you are doing.
Yeah.
It was super hot. It was really great. Highly recommend it.
I agree. It was very fun to be in the middle. Mm-hmm. And it was, so we kind of did like hand stuff, oral
Hand
stuff, you know.
We're
We didn't
14.
actually we weren't having sex yet.
Oh, I jumped the gun. I'm sorry.
Right.
I
We
was
were
talking
just-
about a moment where we were having
okay.
sex.
So we were about to have sex.
Okay, the first moment that you... What's the first moment that you clocked that there were these two dudes were watching?
It was some point around right as we were about to have sex.
Okay, so you were going down on me,
Yeah.
and the Mr. Dam,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, as soon as I laid on my back,
Yeah.
and you were... He jogged over. This
Right.
is the jogging moment.
Right.
If only this episode could be a YouTube video,
Yeah.
so I could
Jog,
properly
yeah.
demonstrate
Show you the came
jaunty
over to-
jog
yeah.
that he sported
Yeah.
over to us was quite something.
Yeah.
So he jogged over and he kind of looked at me
Yeah.
laying there with you
Yeah.
going to town,
Right.
and like. And he kind of looked at me like, hey, and I'm like, hello. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're in public. I
Yeah.
get that watching is part of it, and
Yeah.
I have zero problem
Yeah.
with them watching. I actually thought it was kind of hot.
Yeah.
And I had noticed him over there before.
Yeah.
I had noticed
Okay.
that he was
I
watching.
hadn't yet. Even at this point, I didn't notice him jog over.
You didn't see the jog, because that was because you were busy,
I
and I
saw
was
him-
laying
yeah, okay.
there. And
So-
he jogged over,
Right.
like as if to say, like, can I tag in? And I
Right.
was like, hi. And then
Right.
just went back
and
to
like we
you.
said, his initial introduction was okay, the damn thing. He didn't actually come and talk to us. And if he had talked to us at any point in the night before
like
that,
human beings,
then you might have been like, yeah, come here.
come on over. Yeah.
Put your penis in my mouth. or something.
But I was
But
like,
at that
I
point,
don't
it was
know
like, well, you made like
anything.
eye contact with me at the bar, and it was nice and stuff. But like, now we're, it's too late in the night for that. For
Well,
this situation.
you and I are like
Yeah.
fooling around, having a really good time, watching other people watch us and all that.
Yeah.
And that was great. Oh, I should also mention he was naked.
Yeah. So okay. So
We may have done this sort of out of order.
That's
so
okay.
at some point, I noticed Mr. Dam
Yeah.
sitting on the couches.
yeah, and he was.
And he was, I think, naked, but he was
Right.
like sitting down. It's kind of dark. I wasn't totally
Yeah.
sure. Clearly no shirt on. Not totally sure if
Yeah.
he was naked
Right.
on the bottom, but I assume
Yeah.
so. And then when he jogged over,
Yeah.
like literally, like
He literally had
penis
like
in
one
hand.
hand on his junk.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't really know what he was expecting. I know it's a swingers club. I know
Yeah.
it's sort of understood that it's a possibility that I might be interested in
Yeah.
playing with more than one guy, and that's fair.
Yeah.
And I honestly may have played with him if he had approached anything differently.
Yeah.
Because so he noticed me across the bar.
Yeah.
Very nice. He seemed interested.
Right.
And then your second move
Yeah.
is
It's
to jog
over,
over
yeah.
while holding your penis,
Yeah.
your naked, erect penis.
Yeah.
Just like, do you want me to put this somewhere?
Yeah. It wasn't the
What?
best second move.
Like-
yeah.
That's like, even that was, if it was move 4 or 5,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might have been on board. I'm not a prude,
And
but that's move
yeah.
2.
It wasn't even like we've been in situations like orgy situations
And that might have
That's
been
different. But he
There
was a
group
single
of
guy
people.
coming over when it's just the two of us,
Yeah.
having not talked to us before.
He hadn't even. There was not even a hello.
No, so it wasn't the right play. So at that point, I still hadn't noticed him.
I'll give him points for being ballsy,
And
I
then-
suppose, but it
yeah.
was too much.
So then I finished going down on you, and then
Finished.
we went to go have some sex.
You were like, "That's enough of that."
That's right. Bend over.
Yeah.
No, I think you're on your back. Anyways, I went to go like slide into you, and that's when I noticed him and the other dude over there. So
At this point, I think is where the second
second dude had come
lurker
upstairs.
also come upstairs,
also got naked,
completely naked,
also stroking his penis.
right, sitting on the couch.
So both of them were over there, and I was about to, enter you,
Mm-hmm.
and he jogged over again. The damn guy. He jogged over with his junk in
second
hand,
time?
and that's when I saw him jog over.
Oh.
And because,
Maybe it was the same time.
no, I'm pretty sure there was two. Because when he did it the second time, you almost gave me a look like, oh, he's doing it again.
Oh, okay. I think you're right.
So,
Oh my goodness. So
I was like,
again, he's
I was like,
very
I'm
ballsy.
okay. Well, I'm about to have sex with my wife, and then I was almost
Could you
like,
back up?
is this guy coming to jump me?
Yeah.
Like,
Where
it
are you
just
putting
was so
that?
strange because he jogged over, and I was like, nobody's jogging up here. Like, this isn't a track. What the fuck are you doing?
And I have to wonder what his success rate is.
Well, that I know.
You
Like,
were about to have the sex
Yeah.
with me, and he was ready, like right there,
Yeah.
like ready to be tagged in, like as if you would have gone, like, "Go for it, buddy." How often has that worked?
I know where it's like, well, I was about to have sex, but you know what?
One out
Go
of
ahead.
100 times
Yeah.
it works.
I know.
You know what? You have my wife instead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was, and this. We're not talking like a regular club or a non-lifestyle
yeah.
couple. I get that we're sort of in that realm, but still, come on, man.
Yeah,
like
I
a
agree.
hello, my name is something
Anything.
may have been
Yeah.
good. So we kind of waved him off, I guess.
I don't even know if I almost did like a, hey, what?
Yeah.
And then he went back and sit down.
Jogged back.
Yeah.
Kept stroking it, though,
Yeah.
on the couch.
And him and the other guy both sat there
stroking away.
just waiting to be tagged in, it felt like.
Yeah.
Um,
And very specifically to our situation.
Right.
Not to, because there were some other things going on
Right.
in the booths.
right. And maybe it was because we were in the middle kind of bed.
Yeah.
Like, and we were okay with people watching. We were even okay with playing with people, but it just felt like, I mean, you made no effort to talk to us before downstairs.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, because we're up here, you want to like
right.
swoop in.
Right.
That's not quite how it works.
We don't need to be best friends,
Yeah.
but like maybe
A
something.
little, any effort
Yeah.
when we were downstairs.
It was a bit weird and off-putting,
Yeah. So-
but also hilarious. Like I
Oh, it
remember
is hilarious.
thinking,
Like-
while it's happening, it's super
It was
sexy.
funny. We laughed, like, and then like we laughed as like we finished up, and then we were like giggling when we were getting dressed again.
Yeah, just laying
And then
on the
they
bed
were still
naked,
over
laughing.
there. Like I remember when we left, like one was sitting and one was standing, just like watching
Still
people
naked.
still naked. Like it
Just
had probably
hoping.
been like half an hour, 45 minutes at that point since he had
yeah.
jogged over,
Easily.
and it was just like still doing this.
Yeah, just waiting.
All right, like
Like as if I might be like, all right,
yeah,
hop on.
yeah. I know
Like-
it was just I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It was pretty weird. I will again say,
yeah.
I do feel a bit bad for the single male demographic, but what I wonder
Yeah.
is, are these guys kind of douchebags who they just want to get laid? Maybe
Yeah.
they're not even single.
Yeah.
That's another factor to think about. And they tend to have a slightly higher batting average, if
Right.
you will, at a swinger bar than they do at a regular bar.
It could be.
So I don't know, and part of me wants like
Yeah.
to go back to
If you were
speak
one
with
of these
them.
two guys we're talking about,
Yeah, could you please write in,
reach
because I
out
have
to us
no
at
idea what was
nerd2swing
going
at
on.
gmail.com.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that single dudes want to have sex too.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm all for it.
Totally.
I hope you have a ton of sex. But if you have to work too hard at a regular singles club because you're
Yeah.
kind of a dick or you're kind of a douche that
Yeah.
doesn't really like, I don't know, whatever, get along super well with the ladies, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you tend to go to a swingers club so you can just have the more random quick hookup sex. Maybe you need to try a little harder to
Yeah.
actually find
Put
yourself
yourself-
a mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying that that's easy. I'm not
No,
saying that
but-
the dating world is easy.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
maybe if that's the go-to because the other one is too hard or something. It's like,
possible,
maybe you
that
need
it
to
was like
work
that.
on some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
But these guys, I felt like just didn't have it. Their game plan felt wrong.
But
the
it
whole
also
night.
felt rehearsed.
It did.
It did not feel like either of their first nights there.
No, because
this felt
we
like this
have-
was their Friday night.
I feel like we've seen the lurker guy again since. And he
think
did
we
the
have.
same routine
Same
of going
thing.
around it. It felt like he was like looking for prey
Yeah.
when he was out in the
So
club
it's
again.
like it happened, like it worked once.
Yeah, and so
and now
he's just
stuck
doing
with
it
it.
over and over again.
Yeah. Or something. I don't know. It just felt a little weird. And I will give you that the whole situation is a little bit weird.
Yeah,
Because it
it's
is
not normal. Yeah, or normal's the wrong word, but it's not like
common,
common.
I guess.
Yeah.
To like go to a club
Yeah,
thinking that you might probably have sex with somebody
Right.
else. But
but there's a good way to go about it and a bad way, and I'm not exactly sure what the good way is yet because we haven't run
Seen
across a single dude who played it right. So I guess if you're a listener and you're a single dude and like you have success with couples, like tell us about it.
yeah,
we would love to
absolutely.
hear like
Absolutely.
and if we eventually run into a single dude who plays his cards right,
Yeah.
we will be happy to share with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a certain amount of sexual like objectification that
Yeah.
happens in that situation because it is very sex based, and that's okay. But there is a difference between being into somebody primarily for sex and literally just treating them like a sex doll.
Yeah, I agree.
That's sort of what I felt like. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
felt like somewhere to put your penis.
Right.
And I thought, like, even if you had just come over and said, hey, and we chatted for a bit,
Yep.
maybe there would have been some interest there. But to jog over when I'm in the middle of already having sex with you,
Yeah.
it literally, I don't know how to describe it other than it just felt like if there was a sex doll next to me, that would have been equally fine.
Right.
So what's the point? Why would I bother
Totally.
with you if there isn't a certain level of interest? I know we're swinging and I know that we're like having sexual partners
Yeah.
that aren't each other, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to have sex with every rando dude. Like
No.
I have to still be into them.
Exactly.
And it didn't feel like that. It didn't. I don't want to be cordy, but like it didn't feel special.
No,
but
but
it's kind of true.
It still has to feel like something though, not
Yeah.
just like a nothingness. Like just
It felt like sort of cheap and weird.
It did.
But I had a super fun night. It
I
was
did too.
a great night. It's a story
It was
that still
silly
makes me
and-
laugh.
yeah.
We imitate the jog
All the time.
time.
Yeah.
And I
We
had
encourage
lots
men
of fun
to
sex
practice
with you.
the jog. Like,
Yeah.
hold your dick in your hand and run around the
Show
house.
us your jog.
See how funny it looks.
Best
You're
gift
probably
wins.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast. 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 Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.